Japan is one of the most important, influential, and powerful civilizations in the world. With nearly 126 million inhabitants, the Japanese economy is the third largest in the world, behind only China and the United States. Additionally, Japan ranks third globally in terms of wealth and has one of the most powerful armies in the world. The country is also a leader in the automotive, robotics, and electronics sectors. Japanese culture is widely known and respected worldwide. However, Japan faces a massive and persistent problem that threatens its existence: population decline. Although Japan is one of the most densely populated and urbanized countries on the planet, with over 90% of the population living in cities and Tokyo being one of the largest metropolises in the world with more than 38 million people, the country has the oldest population in the world. Currently, more than 1 in 4 Japanese is over 65 years old, which equates to approximately 36 million people. The high life expectancy in Japan, which today is 85 years, significantly contributes to this superage society. This is the result of decades of peace and prosperity after World War II, advanced medical technologies, and a healthy diet. However, this longevity brings challenges, as there are many retired elderly people and increasingly fewer young people working. Additionally, the Japanese have been reluctant to have children, and the country resists immigration, fearing that foreigners might destroy its culture. This aging population, combined with a low birth rate, is putting Japan in a critical situation. In the 1920s, the birth rate in Japan was high, with each woman having an average of 5 children. However, after World War II, this rate began to plummet, reaching less than 2 children per woman in the 1970s. In 2005, the fertility rate hit a historic low of 1.26 children per woman and has barely recovered since. As a result, the Japanese population peaked in 2008 with about 128 million people and has been declining ever since. Currently, the population is about 2.4 million people less than in 2008, and if current trends continue, the population could fall to 87 million people by 2060, a loss of 1/3 of the population in less than 20 years. One of the main factors for this low birth rate is job insecurity. Nearly 40% of the Japanese workforce are irregular employees, working in temporary or part-time jobs, earning half of what regular workers earn. Additionally, many Japanese workers face extremely long working hours, with more than 1 in 10 working more than 60 hours a week and some companies demanding over 80 hours of overtime per month. This work overload results in many Japanese feeling too tired to care about relationships or starting families, leading to high rates of singleness. A 2015 study revealed that 1 in 10 Japanese adults in their 30s had never been in a relationship. The decrease in the young population and the increase in the elderly population generate various economic and social problems. Currently, for every 5 workers in Japan, there are 2 elderly people beyond retirement age, and by 2025 it is expected that Japan will spend more than 28% of its income to support this elderly population. By 2060, this ratio could be 4 elderly people for every 5 workers, making the situation unsustainable. Japan's current debt has already surpassed $13 trillion, more than twice the country's total wealth, making it the most indebted developed country in the world. The government has been closing schools for children and replacing them with nursing homes. Since 2014, more adult diapers have been sold than baby diapers. A possible solution to these problems would be immigration, a strategy adopted by many European countries, the United States, and Canada to address their declining birth rates. However, Japan has resisted this option, with only about 2% of the population being immigrants. Japanese culture, historically isolated and opposed to immigration, fears that large-scale immigration could permanently change its cultural identity. Studies indicate that to maintain its ratio between workers and retirees, Japan would have to increase the retirement age to 77 years or allow immigration of more than 17 million workers by 2050. The main crisis for Japan in this century will be deciding between continuing with current policies and facing a drastic population reduction or opening up to immigration, accepting the cultural changes that this may bring.